All right, Flower Co. So we got ourselves a cabinet with some letters and some address letters, address numbers that go on a wall. So we'll go over the overall gist here. It's one job, but I'm breaking it up into two separate jobs for route and fab just to keep things simple. So you're going to have the address letters over here, reverse channel, sort of as one job, and then this cabinet that goes on this wall we built over there. So just a quick little layout. Let's start with the address letters. So you just got 577. They're reverse channel letters, 3-inch deep. I'm gonna just laid it out like that. You got a power box. So then here's your backers, tabs and whatnot. Look for that. It's got a 577 on it. So anyway, this is kind of for install too, though. So that way you kind of know what's going on. Looking at the photo here, you're going to make sure that the letters line up on the bricks properly in order to have the power holes in a spot where we can grab with the power box. So as you can see how it's laid out here, the address letters kind of line up on these blocks here. You got basically the third course down and sort of in the middle of the second row there. So as long as everything kind of lines up properly the way it's supposed to be there, then the power box will be fine to catch all the holes. So this is sort of a reverse view. I laid out the blocks, measured it all to scale. So it's sort of like looking right here. This is where the power box will be going. Now we have to clear this post office box. And as you can see, the roof line ends-ish at the third course. So at the fourth course, a little bit past is where this starts. So the power box, if you had x-ray vision, this is what we're looking at. So this light blue line here is the roof line and the window there. And then this green is the box, the post office box. So as you can see, the power box is meant to tuck right up against the ceiling there. And the opening down the back side of this box will allow access to the power here, here, and here. So you shouldn't have any issue. This is your GE power supply, and this will be where the switch lives inside this box. So we'll go over that in a second, Fab. So, but you can see where you'll have about this much room here. This is about 5 inches to the top of the post office box, so you shouldn't have any problem there. The switch, I went ahead and hid it from the street and from the front. So the front will look all clean, and the switch will be to the side as well as the power in. So as you can see here, it's evident that this is not power. This is for a security camera, and there's a one on the opposite side. So I think homie is going to put a security camera here, and because of the way this is laid out, the power holes would have to be tucked up right up against where that security camera was going to be. So I didn't think they would appreciate having this power supply box right up against their camera. So this was the only other place to have where we can get all these power holes accumulated. So that's why it's going to be out this far from the window. So you'll just have to get primary from somewhere over here. The landlord said that this would be where primary will come out, and you'll just have to run conduit over to the box. So the box will be somewhere in this area right here. So anyway, pretty simple as far as that's concerned. I went ahead and laid out some bricks on the install pattern. So these will just be lines of bricks right here. So if you kind of maybe take the pattern out there, and if you want to try to like line it up with the corner of the building, this should get you where the all the letters are supposed to be. So that way these power holes line up. It also has the center lines and stuff. So if you want to just measure it off, but kind of just going visually off of where these are on the bricks kind of really helps out. So anyway, as far as fabrication, just the switch box is a little funky. Just trying to make a little, how it is. You have to isolate the switch because this thing will be subject to moisture possibly. And if water gets in the back there, technically water will enter. So we want to, so what you're going to do is you got a bottom here, you got a top here, and you're just going to wrap around the backside with this piece, and it's going to kind of close off the backside. And then you'll have the front side here with the switch. The switch will come in from the inside. You can see where there's the switch plate. So you'll have access from the front, and the switch will be facing out to the side here. So you'll just kind of bring it in from the inside, and then you can just frap. You'll have access to these holes from the side here, and so the switch will live right in here and it'll face the windows. The idea is that you can see how much room there is in the back. So any of these cables can run along, and this switch box will not, be all the way to the back there. So you almost have an inch. So you're just going to be riveting the switch box to the side of this box here. So build out this little box, line up the holes, rivet it up, and then you'll have this little cover that will cover the front side as you look at it. So you'll see where there's that purple right there. That's that flange right here. This little flange you'll bend there. So these two little holes right here will line up with these holes right here. So switch lives in here. You have a little hole in the bottom, and then the power supply will just sit on a little tray right here. This is a side view. So power wires can run underneath here. This won't cause any issues as far as where the power holes might pop out. And you just put a little GE right there. And so that'll take care of this big long box. Otherwise, it's the same kind of lid. It's the same construction. Just put the bottom in the bottom there. So anyway, so that's it. Just a little funky there. Just nice long, tall box. And he'll just live right there. So pretty simple. Three reverse channel letters in a funky box. That's the address letters. So switching over to this wall-mounted cabinet with regular channel letters. But because we like to make these channel letters look clean when they're fastened to the box, you're going to go ahead and fab these up reverse channel letter style like we do. So you have a backer. You've got 3-inch deep returns. So, but you're just going to go ahead and do like reverse channel, form them up, put them on the top of the backer and weld it too. And then just kind of like how we do, they'll Bondo it up, make it look nice. And then trim cap faces, but I believe you need to get these to vinyl first. They have like a digital print that goes on them. But I believe, according to the pictures here, and just confirm with the work order, but I think it's just white trim cap. So get the faces routed, get them to first shop, get the vinyl on there, and then you can go ahead and trim cap them up, and I think you're done. But then you send out the letters to paint to get painted up. And this will have its own little separate box in the back. So you'll have an install template. Make sure that gets to install. That'll be to drill the holes for this guy. This guy here too is a little bit different. It's kind of just a stretched out version of what we do. It's got a little topper and everything. But we're going to do it's basically a double wall on the side here. You've got an inside piece that's going to slide in to an outside piece. So you can see where the magenta here slides into the other outside piece, and you're just going to rivet it all together. That way, having the double wall allows for the switch to poke out. It'll hide in here. So the switch plate will go on the inside. You'll be able to have access to screw it in and all that. You can see where this is the backer piece like we do. And then that's room for the switch. And then you'll have a front door plate here that has a ridge on the bottom that'll hook in underneath. You can see there where it'll hook in under, and you'll just have 2 screws on the front. So yeah, you can see where purple is right there. That's the door. So that'll slide onto the front. And then they'll just blue screw these on to the back and penetrate through. I did order in some extra long rivets. Go ahead and look for these. I think they might be on my table. If not, I think I put them over where the rivets are, but I don't think we have these in stock. So I went ahead and made sure to get those, because you're going to be grabbing the lid, you're going to be grabbing the outside, and then the double wall interiors. So on these tall, these middle ones here, you're going to want to make sure that you get those long rivets to grab everything. There's a big sandwich. Lay of the land, you got your wall cabinet parts, reverse channel backers. There's your power supply box and your faces and an install pattern for install. The way the cabinet works, it's just a shoe box. You're going to go ahead and bend up and put braces for the backer piece that goes against the wall. And because we're notching this out and compromising the strength, you're just going to lords in a couple little braces here just to keep this thing from tacoing right there and bending up. I purposely left mounting holes off of the backer because depending on where this backer goes, if it's just a little bit left and right, the little arms that reach around here could trap it. So trying to line up the holes perfectly, if they get the backer off just a little bit and then it gets caught here, these holes won't line up. So for the shoebox part for the face, I went ahead and put holes, but install, you're going to have to take self-toppers over there. That way you can get the backer on where you want it, slide this on, and you can choose your own adventure and make your own holes so you don't get trapped. For fab, it's really easy. You're just going to bend up both sides, put in your middle brace there, make it into one piece, and then you're just going to weld on. You bend up and weld in the end piece here, and it's going to make it look finished. And you'll have these corner jigs that you'll go ahead and have access to be able to weld the seam up and weld it to itself, and then put those end pieces on, and it's just going to be one nice piece and welded up nice, and it'll look like one piece and just wrap around just like that. So, and then once the letters are out back from paint, you're just going to frap them to the face here. Do all your wiring within this cabinet. So you have room back here. So get all the letters wired up into one leash, and then that one leash will penetrate through to the back to the little box. So anyway, it's kind of like what we do. We got some internal bracing for the face. Those go on the front, and then you have internal bracing for the backer piece that goes to the wall. Look for those. But I think it's pretty straightforward. I think you guys have it figured out. So anyway, give me a call. Hit me up if you have any questions.